Hello and welcome. Oh, it's been a minute. But anyways, let's get straight to the video. We have no time to waste because the Apple Developer Conference, the Worldwide Developer Conference was today. I literally finished watching the live stream, ate my food and jumped on the camera because we have a lot to discuss. So usually like dub is like an hour and a bit. Today it was damn near an hour and 48 minutes, honestly. It was long. They had a lot to discuss. We have some new features across all of the services. So you have your Vision OS, you have your Watch OS, you have your iOS, you have your Mac OS, you have some home and audio, and you also have something called Apple Intelligence. I love how it's a play on AI because it is AI, but it's Apple AI, but it's Apple AI. So good. I loved how they did it. Such a beautiful play on words. So let's start with iOS. We have some new home screen customizations. The world has been asking for this for many years now. The ability to customize your phone however you want it to. So certain apps can be darker, you can have a complete different theme. So all of your apps could be black, all of your apps could be pink, all of your apps could be green. It's up to you to decide. You can have a big space at the top now for easy access. So usually you'd have to download an app and then create a widget and then make it match a wallpaper and do this and do this and do that. It was long, it was winded. But now you can customize it very easily now, natively on your phone. There's a lot more customizations that you could do to it. Just have at it when you get it, do you know what I mean? You can now send money and receive money really effectively by bringing two phones near each other like this. You love Apple when they make it simple. It's just so good. It's so good, it's so easy. I'm so ready, you know, I'm ready to receive the gifts on my device just by bringing it near you. Some lovely things coming to iMessage. You have some new effects. You have some new ways to send messages. You can now react with different emojis. So currently you can only do like a love heart, a like, a dislike, exclamation point, and a question mark. But now, similar to WhatsApp, you can now choose an emoji and react accordingly. You can now schedule send messages. So similar to the Mail app or Outlook or whatever you use, you can schedule send messages. This is something that I've needed for a while, a really long while. So I'm glad it's finally here. If I need to be like, you know, babes, like, remember to do this, or will you remind me to schedule send that bad boy. You don't even have to remember anymore. Oh, I'm gonna be rinsing it. So you see the buttons that you have on your iPhone. So you have your flashlight on the left and you have your camera on the right. You can now change those. You can now change those actions to be different things on your phone. You can use it to open Snapchat. You can use it to open iMessages. You can just use it for so much more. Finally, opening different types of apps. You can now use it with your action button. If you have a cheeky action button like we do on the channel, you can now use it to open specific apps. Even though you could use shortcuts or create shortcuts to do that, now it's just easier for you to do. They have completely changed the Photos app. You can customize it a lot more than you could before. You can create movies out of your photos. You can do better things. You can finally lock your apps. Don't know why it took them so long to do that. We've only been asking for decades, but it's fine. It's here now. Cool, so iPad OS now. iPad OS has everything that iOS has, obviously, and then it has some cheeky extras. Let's say you're on FaceTime and you're teaching your uncle how to do something on his iPad. You can now request to take control of his iPad so that you can alter whatever settings and blah de blah de blah. The calculator app is now on the iPad. Steve, I know you're rolling in your grave right now because you didn't want this day to come and it's here. But the way they've done it is very good. The way they done it, I needed it when I was back at university. The way they have solved maths problems for you. It's honestly just so beautiful, right? As a maths graduate myself, this is something that I needed, okay? Bear with me. Your calculator app shows you the history of the calculations you've done. It has something called maths notes. This is where you need to get out your Apple Pencil. Yeah, and you're writing 2 + 4 is equal to. As soon as you put that equal to sign, it will solve it for you in your own handwriting. It's just so good, so good. Even if you're solving complex equations, it will use what you've written on the screen to solve the equation, to find what y is. So good. And the moment you change a variable in your working out, it will alter the answer to the question. So good. So good. So good. Well, I'm telling you, I needed it. But it's fine, because those that are doing their GCSEs, their A-levels, their whatevers and what have yous, you're in luck now. No longer do you need to type things into your scientific calculator, do this and do that. You can just draw it on the calculator app on the iPad. So good. So good. You can even have it show the graph for you. Your cubic graph, your quadratic graph. It will show you the graph. And if you alter the variables, it will change the curve. Oh! Call me a nerd. I don't know why I'm so excited about this, but I am. All of this good stuff is happening in the calculator app. It can also happen in the notes app. I'm just gonna do it and just create problems and solve them on my own. If I need to find some worksheets on Google, I will do it, because I'm gonna experience it with you all. Trust me. There is something called Smart Script, and that's where it will make your handwriting neater. So if you're in a rush, you're writing your lecture notes or what have you, you're scribbling along and things are looking a bit chaotic, it's gonna tighten it up for you, no problem. Speaking of lectures, you can now record voice notes in the Notes app and it will transcribe it for you. Something that I bought an app for just so that I could have that feature back when I was at uni. Okay, so I actually did need this stuff that I'm speaking about now, but it's fine because it's here now. It's too late for me, but it's not late for somebody. Still on the Smart Script, let's say you copied a piece of text from somewhere else and you wanted to paste it into your handwritten notes. It will paste it matching the handwriting that you've... Honestly, it just doesn't take that much to make me happy. It's just so good. It's so good. That's the key features from iPadOS. If you've watched Dub and I've missed something, put it in the comments. Moving on to macOS. macOS, yeah? I'm gonna start off with the thing that excites me the most. It has iPhone mirroring. So let's say, your phone is upstairs, you're downstairs, or vice versa, and you need to access something from your phone. The Mac has something called iPhone mirroring. This is when you can use your phone on your Mac. The apps that are on your iPhone, you can interact with them on the Mac. If you needed to continue something that you was doing on your phone, you can continue from the Mac. Why? Because it's mirroring your phone. And let's say, you're doing all of these things on your phone, on your Mac, your actual phone is still locked. The Apple ecosystem is wild. It's so good. The iPhone audio also comes through the Mac. Obviously. You can drag and drop things from your Mac onto your mirrored iPhone. Let's say you were in a third-party app and it required a particular picture. Drag it from your Mac, put it onto the third-party app on your iPhone but on your Mac, and it works as normal. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, I can't wait. You're on FaceTime, you can now have a virtual background, which is nice. Everybody else has it, so it's just one of those things, do you know what I mean? And when you're on FaceTime, you're sharing your screen, you're doing a presentation, you can see your slides before the people you're presenting to can. But I'm assuming that's only with Keynote, the Apple presentation app. Not sure if it's available for other third-party apps as well. It would be cool if it could. There's a new passwords app. It's available on your Mac, your iPad, and your iPhone. You have your different areas, your different categories, things that need your attention, passwords that are a bit too weak, They've made it into an app now. Safari, you can get highlights, so it can summarize the page. It gets information from the screen and categorizes it. If you're on a particular website and Safari can detect a video is playing on the screen, there's something called viewer, so it will enlarge it, and if you click off the tab, it will have picture in picture. That's when you know your video is off to the side and you're still carrying on with what you're doing. The Mac has some new gaming stuff. Gaming's better, ray tracing is better, developers have more things to do, there's more games available for you lot with the gaming side of things. Okay, moving on. This is where it gets good. Apple Intelligence. It's just AI basically, but in Apple's own beautiful way of doing AI. Apple Intelligence is on your iPad, your iPhone, your Mac. Basically, Siri is no longer incompetent. That's basically it. AI developments have really come through the woodworks in the last couple of months, let alone years. And Apple's finally catching up, or trying to. They have a lot more things that you can use on the actual system of your devices, which is cool. Siri looks different now, so when you call S or you hold down your side button to get to S, she now is a border around the sides of your phone, so it looks nicer. She responds to more human-like conversations. There's something called prioritizing of messages, where if S deems this message as more important as the rest of your notifications, it will pop it to the top so that you can see it first when you unlock your phone. It summarizes text. It can create different pictures using AI. Like, you can be very descriptive to it. Give me a picture of a dog wearing a suit in the snow, something like that, and it will use AI to generate that picture for you. So you can use that in your conversations on a day-to-day basis. That's definitely what I'm going to be using. Are you crazy? So good. And all of the things you ask it to do, of course, it's all private, protected in the cloud. And speaking of cloud, there's something called private cloud compute. Extra layer of privacy, not mad at it. It won't talk to a piece of software if it doesn't have a certain standard of security. If you make mistakes when you're talking to Siri, when you ask S, oh, what's the weather like in France? I mean, no, Spain. She's still finding you the weather for France at the moment, but with the new adaptability, she will hear your correction and give you the weather in Spain. You can ask her how to do things on your phone. That's in your system settings, like how do you take a screenshot, blah, 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 blah. And now we have ChatGPT integrated on all of our devices. But what it will do is ask you for your permission to ChatGPT to see what you're trying to show it. And if you grant it access, ChatGPT can do its magic. So you can be like, give me a description of this picture. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what you lot be using AI for, but you can now. It has something called rewrite and proofread. So it will reword your text to make it sound a particular way based on what you've asked it to do. Make this sound more professional, or make this sound more serious, or make this sound less serious, etc., etc. And proofread refers to looking over a piece of text and correcting any grammatical errors, etc., etc. I'm sure there are a ton of things that I have missed out, but these are, for me personally, the most important ones that were mentioned in this nearly 2-hour event. But like I've said already, if I've missed something, let me know in the comments below. Let's hash it out. Let's talk about it. What is the thing that you're most excited for? But anyways, guys, I rambled on for long enough. Of course, like, subscribe, like. Bye.